I've lost 180 pounds with a combination of carnivore, keto, and counting calories. I reached my goal in November of 2022, and over the past year and a half, I've noticed the scale went up about 8 pounds. Let's experiment with carnivore and counting calories and see what improvements I can make. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hey, for those of you who are new to my channel, you might not know this. I have self-esteem issues. No, I do, but I don't like to just sit and talk to you all formal because I just don't like it. So sometimes if we all do our best thinking in the shower. So when I get one of those thoughts in the shower and I want to talk to you guys, I like to talk to y'all while I'm doing my makeup because it gives me a chance to talk to you all, but it also, it also helps me, keeps me distracted so I don't feel like I can't give speeches. Listen, the last time I was supposed to give a speech was at work, and that's whenever I had my amnesia. So I don't like speeches. So anyway, I know this ain't a speech. But so yeah. So I just kind of, if I get some brilliant, in my eyes, idea when I'm in the shower, I come tell you all about it. Hang on, I got to put my new drops in my eyes. Okay, so anyway, so what we're gathered here to talk today about is being dogmatic. Now, I don't know if I have the exact definition right, so just go with it. My opinion of being dogmatic is whenever you're just so, ritualistic, rigid, strict with what you're doing, and you never waver. Now, if you are somebody who are doing this, eating your way for physical health reasons, like, you got lupus and you're having to eat this way for a specific reason. If you have arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or, you know what I mean? I know there's some people who have to eat this way because it's what they have to do in order to get healthy. So please know, I'm not talking to those people, okay? You can listen, of course, but I understand, I logically understand there's people who eat this way for a health reason. So, but who I'm talking to are the people like me who had some health issues, but those health issues was because I was obese. So that's really who this is directed to. But I wanted to talk about, being dogmatic. Sometimes whenever we get, and I say we because I did, okay? So please know. And by the way, I just use cheap Walmart from makeup from Walmart. I just use a CoverGirl for most of my stuff. But anyway, but some of us get, I fell into a Facebook group when I first started because, when you first start something, you don't know what's okay and what's not okay. And you get like, okay, well, can I do this? Can I do that? Well, what does this mean? What does that mean? So when I first started, I was in a group and on Facebook, and they talked about fasting a lot. A lot of them fasted. Well, or a lot of them would eat 2 meals a day or 1 meal a day. And then it's funny, there's so many opinions. What does they say? My pastor, opinions are like belly buttons. Don't everybody need to see it or know it, know about it. But anyway, everybody has their own opinion. And so when I first started, you got to weed through all the things that are out there. Like when I was started, even keto, I picked one site and just kind of stuck with their method. For me, that was dietdoctor.com. And anyway, but for you, it might be something different. So you kind of have to find something and that's what you go with. But at some point, you might find yourself where you're afraid to deviate from whatever it is. So what am I talking about? I was thinking about this morning as I was getting ready for work. I was thinking about, old Terri would not, you know, well, keto Terri, just not a couple weeks ago, would not have thought about skipping breakfast. And then I got to thinking, so I guess I'm yesterday and today, I'm trying 2 meals a day. It always just feels good when I'm carnivore. And so I got to thinking about it, and I was reminiscing to when I first started. Okay, just let me tell you this. This was CoverGirl foundation, CoverGirl powder foundation. And this one is I used to sell Younique, and this is a Younique sculpting trio. I don't think they sell it anymore, but one of you all was so kind and sent me one. So when this one runs out, I'll have another one. This is like, you know, it's got the highlighting and contours. I don't do this makeup every day, just so we're on the same page. I don't do all this makeup every day. I usually just do powder, foundation, blush and powder and lipstick, and that's it. But when I do these videos, it helps it go longer and it entertains me while I'm talking. So anyway, I was thinking about how, okay, so I guess, am I technically fasting from my last meal of the day till whatever time I decide to eat my first meal of the day? And then I got to laugh, and I was like, man, I remember when I first started, there was such controversy, and people were like, oh, you can't drink coffee and be considered eating and consider a fast. Well, okay. You can have coffee, but you can't have any cream in it to be considered a fast. Well, okay. You can have coffee and cream, but you can't have sweetener in it. And it's just, I look back at these things and I chuckle because the guidepost changes from group to group. One group will say, nope, you cannot have cream in your coffee. Nope, next one, you can't have coffee. You can't have sweetener. You can't have this, you can't have that. And it's just funny because, and each group will live and die on that hill. Whatever that hill is, that's what they will live and die on. And in my opinion, you know, when you're new and you get started and you get sucked into that, it's like, okay, this is the rules. This is what we got to do to lose weight. No, it's not. You don't have to do all of the things that are out there to do. You just got to do some of the things, and some of those things will work for you. You don't have, and you may not even know what some of those things are until you try them. But like for me, I was so into carnivore, and it did so much good for my body the first time. So please don't, I'm not dissing carnivore because obviously I'm back on it. But what I'm saying is that carnivore, while I was carnivore, people got me terrified of veggies. They're like, oh, the veggies are the devil. You can't eat them. They're going to kill you. Blah, 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 blah. Well, if you have some serious autoimmune issues, that is doggone true. Some of them, they will kill some people for people who have those serious autoimmune issues, and they really do need to stay away from them. But the average general population like me, no, it ain't gonna kill me. It's gonna help me. Carnivore helped me break the addiction. That's what carnivore did for me. And carnivore for you might be what you have to do in order to heal yourself. That's what I said. This carnivore, it's all relative to a person and their needs. So I am by no means saying what you should or shouldn't do, okay? But I'm just saying that if you are someone like me, and if you are not eating this way because you have a host of specific health issues that that you're trying to heal, you know, like I said, like all those, there's just a lot of health issues. I ain't going to name them. But if you don't fit in that category, keep an open mind. You know what I mean? Keep an open mind. And if you, like I said, you reach your whatever goal and you think, you know what? I think I might try a carrot. Okay, try that carrot. Or you think I might try I might try a little cream in my coffee and still not eat breakfast and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? So like, it came to pass in my mind because I was laughing because this morning I've got in my coffee, I've got cream. No. I've got some milk. I've got some chocolate electrolytes and some coffee syrup. Now, one of the groups that I was in, they would have been like, oh my gosh, you're not fasting. That doesn't count. No, you're not fasting. That doesn't count. That's not fasting. You're not going to get into this or that. You're not going to get into this autophagy. You're not going to get this, that, and the other. Okay. You know, but you know who has gotten into autophagy a whole lot of times? Laura Spath. And she still had to have their skin removed. So what's autophagy when you're 52 years old and, you know, you got what you got? You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to go against a little bit what people are saying. You have to try things out on your own body. Like I've been drinking this coffee every morning for a long time. And so I cross my legs. And I'm just saying that because, you know, autophagy, get rid of skin. I can cross my legs. But and my scale still moved down. Like today, my scale's still down a little bit. So please don't come at me in the comments. I have to do this because I've got this wrong with me. I understand you're not who I'm talking to. You are not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to the ones who are doing this because they are physically just overweight and want to lose pounds and in the process heal a few things. So some people turn to carnivore because they wanted to heal themselves. I turned to carnivore because I wanted to lose weight and not have to cook vegetables. And it worked. But then over time, when it stops working, that's when you're really going to have to open up your mind and understand that, hey, all right, so I got to change something. So that's why you can't be dogmatic and so obsessed with it, because when I had my 8-month stall, then what do? If I was so dogmatic, I would have been here when I was 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 3 years later, I'd have still been, well, I've lost 90 pounds since then. So 160, I'd still be 250 right now had I not decided to change what I was doing. So that's why I say, don't get caught up in all the terminology and all the things. Well, so-and-so says I have to do this, and I'm going to use this name. And please know, I don't necessarily, I'm not dissing this person at all. I'm just using a name that we all have heard. Well, Dr. Berry says we need to eat this much and that much and do this, that, and the other. Well, that's cool. Dr. Berry's a 40-some-odd-year-old man who's outside working all day in the field and on this farm. I ain't doing all that. And so I could eat exactly how he eats and I'd still gain some weight. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Kelly Hogan, she eats, you know, I just saw her Instagram. She eats 9 burgers, the other day she did 9 Egg Life wraps and something else. I don't remember what it was, and something else. And that was her meal. Well, okay. But she's in her 30s or maybe 40s by now. I don't know. And she's chasing after 3 kids all day. So sure, she can eat all that and remain 100 and $105 now. I don't know how much she weighs, but anyway, and I'm not dissing her, but what I'm saying is we are all individuals and we have to make sure we don't just get caught up in making sure we're doing what somebody else says. You have to be willing to try things yourself. You have to understand that you are not that person and you don't live that person's life. So what they're doing may not work for you. And also what you're doing may not work for you forever. So we just have to keep in mind that this weight loss thing, this healing thing, is a journey. It is not like a one size fits all. And the way we get from A to B is not going to be the way that Joe Blow gets from A to B. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I really wanted to talk about today, is that just because we see somebody online and just because we follow a Facebook group does not mean that they have the answers for us. You have to be able and willing to go out of your shell and try things for yourself. It's so hard because there's so many different influencers out there. You know what I mean? You got this person who promotes keto, this person who promotes vegan, this person who promotes raw vegan, this person who promotes raw carnivore. You know, you have to take a little bit from everybody. And that's why I like watching channels like Chef Jean-Pierre. And even when I was keto, I was still following Kelly Hogan and Laura Spath because I can learn something from them. Even if you're a vegetarian, you can learn something from a vegan, or you can learn something from a carnivore. You know, everybody has like little tips and tricks for how they do things. So I'm just saying all this because we all need to keep an open mind, and we all need to understand that. Hang on, I'm trying to fix my glasses here. We all need to understand that we're not going to be doing the exact same thing, and that's okay. We don't have to do the exact same thing. Just because we're in a group of people and this is what works for the vast majority of them, doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And it doesn't mean they're right, but it doesn't mean that they're wrong either, you know? But you're not going to know unless you're willing to kind of dabble a little bit of this and then make it fit your needs. So I'm just saying, don't be so dogmatic. Don't be so, well, this person says carnivore is XYZ. Well, this person says keto is XYZ. This person says vegan is this way Z. We got to do exactly what they say. No, you don't. No, you don't. You do what's going to work for you, and you let the dogmatic people do the dogmatic thing. All right, I got to get a move on. I've jibber-jabbered enough, but I just wanted to come and tell you guys that, you don't have, now you can, you're more than welcome to do what you want to do, okay? Please know you're a grown ass person. If you want to do all the things that they talk about, then you go right ahead and do them. But I'm just saying, keep an open mind and know that you might, it's okay if you don't do every little thing that every little person says. So I just want to say that we don't have to be dogmatic in everything. All right, bye.